Hi guys, have Labour given up on the idea of rejoining the EU? Starmer and many of his cabinet voted Remain and campaigned for a second referendum to avoid the damage that was about to be inflicted upon the UK. But the party seems more determined than ever to avoid talking about Brexit and even having a public debate on rejoining the EU. Sophy Ridge here brought up the single market and challenged the Health Secretary Wes Streeting about the nonsense of Britain being out of it. She then asked about the customs union, but Streeting said there isn't an appetite to rejoin. Is he right?
Some people might be thinking, like, there's one market over here, there's another market over here. There's one way to ensure this, smoother trade and simpler processes. Maybe having one market. I'm struggling to think of the word. Can you help me?
Yeah, I know, and I campaigned passionately to remain in the European Union, but a referendum and 2 subsequent general elections settled that question.
But this isn't about remaining in the European Union. There'll be some people genuinely who are thinking, why can't there be, and I'm not saying what's right or wrong here, but why can't there be an open debate about the single market, about the customs union, without this government trying to shut it down?
Well, the debate has been taking place non-stop in the run-up to and since the referendum.
But it doesn't feel like it is now, though, does it?
Well, because I think people have moved.
I think
people have moved on. The country's moved on. The EU's moved on. And let me tell you, not just here but in Brussels, there is no appetite to relitigate those arguments, to reopen things that have been settled. Actually, it's about
Even if the damage is grave.
It's about a new friendship.
Your own Green Paper says investment is reduced by 11% because of Brexit.
There's no doubt that what we warned about in advance of the referendum in terms of the impact on economic growth has come to pass, and that's a fact of life we have to deal with. I think the sweet spot is working as closely with the European Union where we can, but also showing the agility to work with and through partners in other markets as well. And there is that sweet spot there to unlock, and that will be the agile way in which we work.
Okay, I honestly believe they have given up on the idea of rejoining the European Union, because he's talking about 2 things here. He's talking about sweet spots, and it seems to be the case that he's not interested in even talking about undoing Brexit, undoing the damage of Brexit. Now, behind the scenes, maybe something is happening, but to the public eye, it's make Brexit work. This was litigated before, this was argued over, and now it's done and dusted, and we have to move on. But the problem for Labour, the problem for the government is, if they want to grow the economy, they need to show that they're open for business, and that includes open to immigration. And we're hearing the opposite. There's no mention of trying to bring down barriers to trade. There's talk about agreements on a range of other issues, but not bringing down barriers to trade. And of course, when it comes to immigration, Labour seem to be copying and pasting the policies of the Conservatives. Remember the one that James Cleverly brought in, where it stopped people from bringing independence with them. Labour backed that, and they have no intention of getting rid of it. That turned away a lot of people who are needed in the care sector, needed in the NHS. This is nonsensical. If you want to grow your economy, you need to show that you're open for foreign investment, but you're open to trade, and you're open when it comes to getting in the skills you need. But Labour seem to be going in the opposite direction. It seems to me, and I hope I'm wrong, but it seems to me that it's done and dusted. He talked about the sweet spot here, meaning we'll make Brexit work. Now, the Tories would use immigration as a scapegoat. They also used the European Union as a scapegoat. They would say, look, we can't improve things because of immigration. We can't improve things because of the EU. Well, Labour could actually use Brexit as a scapegoat, but it wouldn't actually be a scapegoat because it would be true. They could actually say, we would like to grow the economy, but we can't because of Brexit. We would like to attract more investment, but we can't because we're outside the EU and the single market. We would like to export more, but we're limited by choices people made in the past. Now, the option is clear. Do you want to stay stagnating, or would you like the economy to grow? Would you like to have more jobs? Would you like to see better public services? That should be put on the table. That should be offered to the public. Do you want to maintain the status quo, or would you like to see things improve? If you want to see things improve, then we have to have an honest debate about rejoining the European Union. rejoining the single market, rejoining the customs union. Now, let's leave the single market and the single market and the European Union for a moment. There is the possibility of rejoining the customs union. It'd be complicated. It would take time. It would require lengthy negotiations. It would require political will on both sides. It would require changes to legislation. Labour have a massive majority. They could achieve that. It would impact existing negotiations that were agreed post-Brexit. But if you want to grow the economy, you're going to see a drag on it by Brexit, and you have to be honest with the public. Say to them, do you want to see an improvement? If you do, then jump on board with us, campaign with us, pressure us, let's improve things by rejoining the European Union. It's going to take time. We may not get everything we want, but it's better than staying where we are. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.